This is Justin AMZN for Friday, March 29th, 2019. Getting this video over the weekend. On Friday, we had a bullish retest gap. Thursday was a bullish candle, and we were gapping up on Friday. Out of the last however many number of days this week, we've had some sort of false breakout and a retest of the false breakout to then roll over. Today, we kind of started with a false breakout if you include like pre-market, and then we had this retest of that level and roll over. So there were some opportunities to short up here with that idea, but the other days we didn't really have the false breakout right away. So this is the first day we had a false breakout as the market opened. So with the bullish retest gap, it's something that usually you'd wait for the pullback, wait for retest to buy. Some people may have been buying here, but it was still fitting with what we've seen earlier in the week. Now, we did actually get a pullback. This was the pullback. Look where the cursor is. It's pulling right back into the price from yesterday, the high from yesterday. It did that once. I'm going to call this twice and 3 times, a third time right at the close. This was relative lows and lower highs. This to this was very similar high. So you could really say that for the last 4 hours of the day, it was really just channeling sideways and didn't really have a sharp rollover like we've seen some of the other days. So more of a resting candle really today. Sitting on the 5 exponential up here, just a smaller candle. And so, it really fits well with, the range we're in. It's really right in the middle of these two candles, 1747 and 1815. And so we just need to rest in here for a little bit more. Consider this, like Monday, let's say we gap up. We're trapping all the bears in here. We could really continue running. Or if we gap up and fade, that's another great opportunity. It should give us some signals like the false breakout and then, a retest into the false breakout and then roll over. That would be, if it did that, it would be a really good, move back down into 1747, or maybe even a little lower into the 21, or taking out some of the level. Like we've retested this gap a couple times here. It's just showing some signals that, or some levels, with the move here, that it's like there's some bears trying to push this lower. It's possible that it could get going down lower. But anyway, with the move today. Oops, doing it again, hitting the wrong button as I'm trying to this. There you go. So there are some opportunities to get into puts way up here, thinking this is the level that it's retesting into. High wave candle makes sense. And then some buying here or here, and possibly here, but that would have been tougher right at the end of the day. But anyway, with the level we saw, so let's go look at puts up here and calls down here to see what was going on. And so here's the calls. I would have been buying, not at 10 by 9, buying at 8. Wait, is this the same 8? Yeah, that was on Wednesday where I was setting up a trade to go 8 by 7 and didn't get it through in time or something. And then today, you got a very similar level here, going 8 by 7. That would have worked nicely. 8 by 7 going up to 10 or 12, that would have worked. The rest of the day is just losing value. Got a little bit back in here. That was as this thing was rolling over again. But again, it would have been hard to be shorting here, other than just the idea of this isn't ready for move higher. This isn't ready for a breakout. Even though you get that squeeze firing, here, they ended up rolling over and pulling back a little more. And so that's kind of what happened here. So look at puts next, where it looks like it was breaking out of these and then just roll over and didn't hold that as support, So if we go look at the puts pretty early in the day here, that would have been buying here and just holding on for the ride. This is the 1775 puts. So buying around 2 or 250 by 150 or 3 by 2, and would have only made it up to 502. So not sure if you would have grabbed 2 hours on that. Just depends on where you bought. But what's interesting here, looking at the options, are the levels we're seeing here. I mean, look at this. Look at this downtrend here. This is just premium getting sucked out every time it came down to a low. And it's like, you know, it was trying to make lows. I'm sorry, it was trying to hold the lows here. I mean, so looking at the level here, this is from 1215 through 1. So if I go back to the puts, 1215, 15, 1, somewhere in here. So that's where, sorry, I'm looking at puts, but I'm talking about this, where the lows on the puts steadied out, you know, or not steady, but, you know, held their ground there. It would have been hard to, oh, I'm looking at puts. I'm looking at this upside down. This is the area, or this is the area further over. Okay, let's come back to this one. This is the one I really want to look at. So this is at 910. Here's the put at 910. Yeah, so it would have been a great setup. Buying very similar to low to the open, 250 by 150. Get some of this off. There you go. If we looked at 1800 puts, that would have been in the money. The low came down to 1170 here at the open, and then 14 by 13, but not as much volume through here. So we really had to be a little closer. 17, maybe 17.5. Oops, let's try this again. So that held a really nice low. What was that 5 by 4? That's a great setup. 5 by 4 a few times would have worked. And then even here worked, potentially, depending on your target. And then would have rolled over, losing an R or pushing an R, and then rallying back up. So there's opportunities to buy. It just, you know, this is an odd number for the typical options we're looking at. Usually like to stay with the 0, 25, 50, 75, 100. Just because usually there's more volume, nice round numbers like that. A little harder to find the volume on this one, 1785. So let's see if we go back here. Just not a very directional day, you know. So it's almost fitting with the bigger picture here of the 5-minute that we've had these lower highs and they haven't really fit nicely to the lines yet. We got relative lows, and then for this candle, we have lower highs and relative lows. It's just fractal. You know, this is a smaller version of this, that idea is all I'm getting at. So anyway, there were definitely some opportunities to trade. A little bit harder to do those trades. Good resting day, good day to just pause and wait, and then see what happens Monday. If we can do anything to go directional, yeah, that's what we want to do. So try to figure out which way things are going. Pretty flat after hours, not giving really any indication to go higher or lower, but we are really right in the middle of this range. So it's pretty easy to get to one of these lines if we got the momentum to do it. So I guess that's what we will see what kind of momentum we can build up for a move into either of those levels. I would say I wanted to go more bullish than bearish, but taking a look at what the options are in either direction doesn't hurt to make your assessment and know what gives you a better probability or better opportunity to go which direction. So hope you enjoyed this video. Sorry it's late. Just getting to it tonight. So hope this is something that if you're here this long, that you liked and subscribed. Thank you if you have. and we'll be back with a new video Monday. Thanks. This is Justin Amazon.